What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we're talking about time management part two, mainly because I recorded that last one. I don't like to edit my episodes, so yes, I am recording these 2 minutes apart, but it's two different episodes for you guys, mainly because that was more strategy, like protect your energy, know your worth, know yourself, and decide what activities you're going to do. This is going to be actual tactics, I guess. So I'm not an expert in time management, that is for sure, but I can give you some things in studying success that I've kind of learned a little bit. And one, it's get off your technology, get off your smartphones, like unplug, put that thing on do not disturb. And when you're doubting why you should put your phone or your technology on do not disturb, it's because it really impairs your focus. And focus is very important to doing anything. Like if you think you can multitask, you actually can't. Scientifically proven, your brain just switches between things really quickly. And hopefully it's not 80 years from now and they've proven that incorrect. But for what I know, in 2022, on June 1st, you cannot multitask. So instead of multitasking, focus. And when you focus, knock out a task, go to the next task, knock out a task, go to the next task, knock out a task, go to the next task. If you're dreading your next task, either don't do it, outsource it, or understand why you're dreading it. Do you not know how to do it? Do you not think it will work? Like, is it a beliefs thing? Is it a knowledge thing? Is it a skills thing? Is it a confidence thing? Is it a what is it? What thing is it? Deal with that thing. Address that thing. Acknowledge it. It's okay. You're human. You should be feeling like that sometimes. If you weren't, it's because you're not challenging yourself. So, first thing, get rid of technology. Some of the most productive times I've had is when I'm like, wow, why am I scrolling Instagram? Why am I scrolling TikTok? Turn my phone off, throw it to the side, get working. Another technique a lot of people can do for time management. So, A, get rid of technology. I'm going to write these down because I will forget them if I don't, because I'm kind of just riffing these off the dome, if you will. So, get rid of tech. Second thing, you got Pomodoro Technique. We did this in college a little bit when I studied rarely. There was one time I failed every test in abnormal psychology, and I needed to pass the class because I was not going to stay at Davidson any longer than I need to. Looking back on that time, lovely school, lovely time, lovely friends, miss them to death. I also like feeling more empowered to make things happen in my life than I did in college. But the Pomodoro technique, I'm sure you have heard of this. 30-minute blocks of time. Work for 25, pause for 5. Work for 25, pause for 5. Work for 25, pause for 5. You can always grind through something for 25 minutes and like set goals for that 25 minutes. Be like, in 25 minutes, I'm going to get 20 emails done. 25 minutes, I'm going to get half this essay written. There were times where I wrote like 3 pages of an essay in 25 minutes. Was it a good essay? I don't know. I got like B pluses on them, so whatever. But Pomodoro technique, focus time, short mental break. Focus time, short mental break. It's kind of a form of deep work. The other thing I'm going to recommend to you is Cal Newport's book, Deep Work. He actually talks about this throughout his whole book of like 90-minute chunks of time of extreme focus. And you can probably have 2 of them a day. Prioritize. I guess another thing you need to know for this is The One Thing by Gary Keller. I think it's Gary Keller. If you're doing deep work, you need to understand what deep work is. Like, deep work is not sending emails. Deep work is not doing something silly. It is like creating or strategizing or being a visionary or solving a problem that requires a lot of thinking. And then the solution is like just implementation. That's another thing. Execution is important, but deep work is like really thinking through a algorithm or something, is what Cal Newport's example was, or really writing a book. Writing a book for 90 minutes, you are creating something. Brainstorming content for 90 minutes, that could be a deep work activity. If you get really honed in on cold calling, like you could do 90 minutes of deep work cold calling, like really focused, really honed down. I'm going to have as many conversations and getting to flow in in my in my conversations with people. And so that could be deep work. Anything can be deep work, but make sure your most important task the thing that pushes the needle forward the most, the 20% of your work that has 80% of the results. Make sure that's what you're doing your deep work on, and just stay focused on that. You can probably do 2 of those sessions a day. He said, I guess major athletes can get to 3 or 4 of those sessions. Like I think Kobe Bryant would have like 4 to 5 90-minute sessions of basketball, deep work, just training. He was a beast. Mama mentality, right? So the more you do it, the better you train your muscle, and the more you protect that deep work time, the more results are going to compound faster and faster for you. So protect that deep work time, do that deep work. So you got getting rid of tech, Pomodoro technique, deep work. These are ways to manage your time, kind of chunk your time. Time chunking. Look at that. Another one just coming off the dome. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk does this, but like chunking your time into like 30 minutes, 10 minutes. Like I heard somewhere in Tim Ferriss's book, Tribe of Mentors, or the other one, Tools of Titans, like never waste 10 minutes. Like you'd be surprised what you can get done in 10 minutes. So you can chunk your time in as much as 10 minutes and be like, okay, in 10 minutes, I'm going to get this part of this project done, and chunk that into 10 minutes. And then you'll realize you'll push through that project a lot faster because you'll be extremely focused. And so a lot of this is like using how your brain works to facilitate focus. And so I think that's what Pomodoro is. That's what deep work is. That's what time chunking is. It's all like, I'm going to be extremely focused for this time and know that after this time, I'll be free. Pomodoro, deep work, time chunking, get rid of tech. I really can't think of many other ways to time manage other than stop doing things that waste your time. And I think that's what the vibe was in the first episode. I just forgot to get into actual tactics. Don't do things that waste energy. And so you got to know your worth so you can walk away from things and say no. We'll add that. Say no to things that waste time. So you need to have a barometer of, like, I don't know if that's the right word, but you need to have a way you measure time. And so how is an activity valuable to you? How do you know if it's worth your time? If it's money making activity and you get paid $10 an hour, if this activity pays you 15, it's probably worth your time. If you make $100 an hour and this activity makes you 15, you should probably outsource it. If you make $1,000 an hour, I know it's crazy to think about, but some people do. And this activity is worth $500 an hour, it's probably not worth your time. You should probably outsource it to somebody who thinks their time is worth $500 an hour currently in their life. Hopefully they grow past that. Hopefully we all grow past that, right? So yeah, say no to things that waste time. And you have to come up with the way to measure your time well. Darren Hardy, avoid time-sucking people. That's what I'm... That's funny. It sounds mean, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And this is just people that drain your energy, right? This is a kind of subsector of saying no to things that waste time. There are activities that time suck. There are people that time suck. And then there are your own habits that time suck. Just so you know. And avoiding time sucking people is like Darren Hardy talks about in The Compound Effect. There's a 1 minute person, there's a 5 minute person, there's a 1 hour person, there's a 3 day person. And these are people that you should only spend that amount of time with. If somebody's really annoying and they're kind of a douchebag and they're a negative Nancy and all they do is take, they're probably a 2 minute person. You shouldn't stop interacting with them, but you should interact with them 2 minutes at a time every now and then. That's all they need. They got a lot of people they can time suck from. They need 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there. That's what they do. That's how they live their life. Whatever. Let them do them. But protect your time. Know who's a 2 minute person. Know who's a no time person. Know who is a 30-second person. Know who your 1 hour people are, et cetera, et cetera. So that's another way to protect your time. I can't really think of any other ways. You got Pomodoro, get rid of tech. So we'll say get rid of tech / distractions. Another thing Alex Hormozy does. Yes, I love Alex Hormozy. He works in a closet because people walking by distracts him. That man is worth $100 million, and he works in a closet, in a wife beater, in his mom's basement. Not in his mom's basement, actually in a penthouse. That's worth a lot of money. But he still works in a closet. And so he actually showed us his workspace recently, and it was like, man, that is really underwhelming. Like, we all want the work from home office stipend and all that good stuff, to have our fancy chair and our fancy desk and look out the window that's very nice, kills your focus. Kills your focus. When you love a business and you really want to impact people, focus is imperative. Do I sound hypocritical saying this? Nope, because I'm preaching it to myself. I understand that I'm not the best at focus, but I'm sharing these things with you because at least I'm sharing my sources. For example, Alex Hormozy, probably a bit better at focus than I am. Feel free to go follow him too. Stay here, but also go follow him. Pomodoro Technique worked for me in college. Deep work, Cal Newport, has helped a lot of successful people. Time chunking, that was in a Tim Ferriss book. I don't remember who said it or where it was, and those books are really long, so good luck finding it. But you might be able to like search his blog for it or something. And saying no to things that waste time, I just feel like that's kind of common sense, and I don't mind stating common sense. Regardless, as Alex Hormozy says, these are the things that work for me. These are the things that I think will help you not waste time. The biggest thing that I've noticed in my life is the tech. Now, the reason behind the tech, that's also another thing you have to deal with. I genuinely will get on my phone in the middle of the day because I don't care about my job and I don't believe my businesses will succeed if I do something right now. Like I'm sure they'll succeed long term, but it's like if I do something right now, which this is a misconception that will make them fail long term. But my idea is like I can take this 5 minutes and get on TikTok when I could take that 5 minutes and shoot out 50 DMs. Like honestly, and then that's 50 more touch points, 50 more possibilities to get a no that will lead to a yes, right? So anyway, guys, this is how you can manage your time. Stop doing things that waste it. Chunk your time and focus on things that are worth your time. There we go. And avoid time sucking people. As we always ask, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, A, I'm glad you enjoyed it. B, implement it. Those are the ways you can implement it. That's, by the way, I kind of skipped some questions. That's how I want it to show up in my life, and that's how you can implement it. We're on the same page here, guys. It's all the same. So if you like this, send it to 1 to 3 people you know need to hear this message, who are just like, boy, their screen time is 10 hours a day. Get off that screen. Go build a business. Go impact some lives. Um, yeah, send it to 1 to 3 of those people. Let's call it 5 because everybody's out here wasting time, right? So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Check out the Creative Dealmakers Mastermind on workwithtimmydouglas.com. We are creating deals that change lives and lead us to our dream lives so that we can turn around and help other people. Alrighty, we're out.